Alright guys, welcome back to DS Radio Shop. So, we're going to do a little update here. We just got back from delivering the radio to Mr. Robert Gaebel. And so, yeah, interesting enough, we can say for sure, this guy has definitely got some kind of mental issues for him to not only make lies up, but expose himself in the process of doing exactly that, which is very, very unique in its way. So, having said this, here's the story as it goes, right? So this guy, he claims to have sent a radio here that apparently I charged him XYZ, which never happened. I'll put it to you like this: the guy owes me $85 for a module. Not to mention he owes me $40 for 2 times going out there. He was going to give me for gas, never did. On top of that, he also owed for decal he never paid for on the Cobra 2000. That's sitting right here. He claimed different. He also had, what was the other thing he had? There was the modules 85, 40 on the decal, 2 trips for gas he offered to pay. I never even offered to charge. He offered to pay. That was twice. $20 a pop is 40. So yeah, who owes the money here, Mr. Robert? Because I sure as hell don't owe you nothing. So we've never, ever, ever gone to this guy's house to work on his antennas, only to deliver radios when I got done working on radios for him. Never have I ever worked on his antennas, and he claims something different. So read these text messages, and you'll see how it leads up, how it shows night and day from this guy, which is why I had to walk away and refuse working on his radio. I spent a lot of time on that radio. I got it fixed for him. I put everything all back where it needed to be, where it's 100%, except I did not complete the job on the green lights, and I refused to complete the job on the green lights because he kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. I mean, I literally had over 30 text messages from this guy in a very short time frame. And I said, you got to stop, man. I told you, when the parts get here, I'll take care of it. And if you go back to the Cobra 2000 video, you'll see that where it explains all the detail about, hey, I told you, be patient. Parts are coming in. When they finally got here, did you get my radio done? How's the parts going? Did you get it done? I'm working on it. And all this other nonsense kept going on and on and on. I go to deliver his radio to him in person, like a man should do, which is what I did. And I had my family with me as well. And we had the GoPro. So we have all of it for insurance purposes. These are the kinds of people we have to deal with sometimes that are just plain stupid and ignorant. And so this guy now turns on me and says, oh, well, where's my stencil? I said, what stencil? He says, are you talking about the decal for the radio? I says, yeah, I paid you $80 a year ago. I says, no, you did not, and the cost of that was $40. So no, you did not pay for the decal. You're not going to get the decal. I says, you still owe me $85 for the damn module in here that I told you don't worry about, because I just want to be done with it. And he says, well, I'm not paying $85. You owe me $300 for my antenna. I says, what antenna? He goes, you worked on my antenna? I says, no, I did not. He says, well, then you owe me $300 for tuning my radio. I says, well, which is it? Your antenna or your radio? Well, we'll just do the radio. You owe me $300 for the radios. Man, you're talking with more stories. You got to stop this, man. You're making up all these stories. And his wife wouldn't say 2 words. She stood there in the doorway with the granddaughter, because she knows this guy is talking out his backside. That's why she didn't say nothing. She's a sweet lady. This guy here, he's just plain dickhead. So, having said all of that, we'll just take a few moments so you can read everything. And then we'll move on. Okay, so, I mean, this is something that, people have to, understand is what they have to do. And so, when you are dealing with a business and you want something done, you've got to have patience. You just have to. So it's going to get up to a point where you're going to see this, and this is why we're doing our follow-up here. So there's a point to this. So just bear with me, okay? And you will see real clear what's going on instead of just taking my word for it, right? So you'll see here in a second. Let me just finish. I got to do this over here. Get this turned on that way. Okay, good. Yeah. And we go back to this one right here. Good. Okay. Hello, Alan, Kevin, Tom. How are you guys? So I was not going to do any other videos. I was not going to do that because I'm getting tired of all this nonsense with these con artists and stuff. But so here's how it goes. I've left this on long enough. You guys can pretty much read this, right? It says, Stu, I'm not giving you the attitude. I like your work. You're the best tech around. And I tell many of my, it's supposed to be CBers, it's not cyber, it's supposed to be CBers, that and give your number, and give up your number rather than mention me, not and try to send you business, blah, blah, blah. So you can pretty much see how he's all apologetic and everything else, right? Okay. Now, we go back to this guy. And you'll see where the blue comes up in a moment. Then it says, I also didn't know you were waiting for the $85. I would have sent that to you. Still can if need be. I have always appreciated your work. I may have gotten too impatient. I apologize for that. So follow along, guys, okay? Follow along and pay attention. This is where you catch a scammer. This is where you catch a liar, okay? So right now he's being apologetic, right? And he's going off on all this stuff. It gets worse. Watch. So the $85, number one, I was not waiting for. That was for the frequency module. And I told him when the job's done, you pay me then. I wasn't worried about it. Which it goes on about here. And you're going to see that here in a second now. To this one. And it says, this is my writing. I'm in the blue. I'm not waiting for the $85. I wasn't worried about that until the job was done. It was about you being impatient while I'm trying to figure out the thickness of the lens and the stencil on the front. Like I said, I'm not acting in any way that you're assuming. Okay? Guys got that? Jeez. I'll call him back. And then so it says right here, okay, text me when you switch it back. I'm not going to argue that with you. I'll be there with your $85. Also, I don't rip people off. I pay for what's supposed to be done, I guess. Sorry I missed you off. Supposed to be pissed. I mean, clearly the guy's got some literature phone app problems, I guess. And then it goes, oops, there we go. It goes back to this, where it says, I'm not worried about the $85. I want this radio out of here so I can be at your house by 4 p.m. to drop it off. Yes, the green lights will be in a bag, and which it was. I did return those as well. What time this afternoon can you stop by? And it says right here, 4 p.m. is what I wrote him. I will be out that way to see another customer pick up his radio for repairs, so I'll swing by and drop yours off first at 4 p.m. today. Then it says, okay, Stu, was nice doing business with, once again, I didn't mean to make you upset, and so forth, right? And then he writes, and I wrote this to him after I left his house. I wrote this to him because he was cursing out the window, and here's what I wrote to him. Thank you for the false allegations and the BS that you just caused in front of your house. If you feel the need to take me to court, I will have the video ready to be handed over and played for my lawyer. The only person who owes money is you. You owe me 85, which I wasn't going to worry about that anyways. He got 85, plus he got the 2 charge for the gas. He didn't pay me, plus he got the decals here. So I mean, I'm not worried about that. I can sell the decal, so he didn't pay for it. But he's got the module in his possession, plus the 2 gas strips. And today was on my part, so I didn't charge him that anyways. And those are his offers anyway for the gas strip. Then it says, it was all caught and recorded on my GoPro camera. Do not contact me ever again. We are done with business, and all business transactions are with known and void moving forward. Our business relationship is done. You are no longer allowed to contact me again. And then here's what he wrote. Now, remember I told you to watch and pay attention, right? Here he is, splurging all over me. Oh, I love your work. You're the best type of blind. He's been a very long time customer, but there's times that he gets a little out of control, and I've put up with him long enough. It got to the point where this guy just, it got to the point where, come on, how many times are you going to message me in a day when I told you be patient? So, and when I showed up with this radio, I never mentioned his name at all in that video about the 2000. Never mentioned anyone's name to keep it respectful. And what do I get? I saw the video that you posted about my radio. What's your problem? Well, you owe me for this and this. Is okay, well, for what? Well, where's my stencil? You don't have a stencil. You mean the decal? Yeah, the stuff you ain't paid for? Oh, I paid for that a year ago. I paid you $80. No, they cost $40, number one. And two, then he goes off about the whole antenna. Well, you charged me $300 to my antenna. I never touched your antenna. Well, then you charge me $300 for my radio. Well, which is it, the antenna or the radio? Well, we'll just do the radio. You owe me $300 for the radio. Wow. So now here we are. This is what he wrote to me. He got $300 from me just for a fine tune, and then ripped me off my details. He meant decals. Gave him a $400 radio to put the decals, supposed to be, not details, he can't even spell, on my radio. Then says I never paid him. This is well over a year ago, plus money to tune up my antennas, my beam, my 5/8 wave. Then never finished the work on the 2000. Watch out, he's a con man. Let's see here. He even got mad at me because I asked him, how's my radio doing after being in his shop for 7 weeks? The radio was not here for 7 weeks. The radio's only been here for about 2.5, 3 weeks. Because we had to wait for specific plexiglass to put on the damn thing. And then it says, and then he texted me and said, I'm not going to do your work. I couldn't believe it. Oh my God. You know, come on. You're like so ignorant. Okay, you're like really ignorant, man. I mean, I've got text message after text message after text message from you, buddy. I can go through all those right now and show everybody. So the purpose of this video is just to follow up on the Cobra 2000, in which I had did previous today, to explain to people this is the kind of BS that people got to put up with sometimes. And it's not just in the radio world. It could be at Walmart. It could be at Burger King. It doesn't matter where it's at. It's the people that will either bring you good business, or it's the people that just have a sour, tooth in their mouth and they got nothing else better to do besides cry like little kids. And they make up stories. And clearly that's what this guy's got right here, is making up stories. So here he is flipping a switch with his ADHD, whatever he's got going on, bipolar attitude. And then when we're getting ready to leave, he walks back up to his door of his house on the steps, and then he yells over, well, if you weren't a black belt, I'd kick your butt. Well, then come on out here, Robert. And he walked right back inside of his house, and that was the end of it. So this is the kind of people that we got to deal with. Ignorant people that are uneducated, just plain stupid, with attitudes. These are the people I don't want at my shop. These are the people I will refuse to work on. Now, as you can see in the video, what did I tell you guys in that video when I did the 2000? Here's an insurance policy, right? This is for insurance purposes, for quality control. Because I told you guys, watch, he's probably going to run to social media, Facebook or something, and start making up stories. Did I not say that? And I said, watch the timestamp. The timestamp and the date in the video is going to be here before I go deliver this radio. Did I not tell you guys that? I specifically said all of this. Here I go deliver the radio, and what do I get? Exactly what I told you was probably going to happen. And here he's two-faced. Well, I would never stab you in the back. Really? You do what you want to do, buddy. I don't give a damn. But now your name is exposed, Robert Gaebel, out of Oswego. He's over on 5th Street in Oswego. So if anybody wants to know who this con man is, that's who he is. And all his little buddies that he talks to up that way, they're constantly going back and forth, arguing. One minute they become friends, next minute they argue. And he's always told me these stories, and I used to tell him all the time. Why do you mess with those people? Why do you put yourself through that? And now here I'm stuck right in the middle of the damn thing where, that's why I took myself out of the equation. Because I'm not going to put myself through it. I'm not going to sit here and work on someone's radio when you have to be ignorant about it. Then he said I never completed the job. Well, I completed the job right. Your radio's fixed. It's working. I was testing it right here on the video. And you admitted to even seeing the damn thing, right? So, I mean, that's what I mean. This guy he's something else. And then get this. Ready? This is from Robert. What he wrote. Whoops. Wrong person. LOL. Don't text me back. Wasn't supposed to go to you. That was going on YouTube. And then I went on and replied to him, wow, nice, spoken like a true a-hole, Robert. So there you have it, guys. Making up more lies to post on social media because he couldn't get what he wanted, when he wanted it, how he wanted it, at the very time that he wanted it done. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not here to hold your hand. And because you called me 6:30 in the morning, is my radio done? What the hell is wrong with you? I mean, goodness gracious. To be exact, it was 6:34 a.m. is when you called me, and I didn't answer the phone. My ringer's turned off. I'm in freaking bed. You know, just getting up around shortly later, and I see this message, missed call, then I get this text message of BS, and it's like, what are you calling me 6:34 in the morning for? Well, I just want to get my radio done. What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you call somebody that early in the morning? What is wrong with you? So that's when I said, you know what, we're done. I'm going to put it back to red. Now you're done. Because I had to take out the plexiglass, the lens, which is a purple tint lens on a Cobra 2000, and I had to put the other lens in, put the green tint onto it. Then I still got to put stencil onto it because it's got to say AM, PM, and it's got to say clock and megahertz. Well, you got to put that on. And that's where I was running into a problem trying to figure out how we're going to put the stencil on, which I had many conversations with them about this, and it just turned a point where, is it done? Is it done? Is it done? Is it done? Holy shit, you're worse than a damn kid on a high candy on a Christmas shop. What the hell's going on with you, man? So it's like I can't deal with it no more. So I said, I'm not doing this no more. We're done. And this is the character right here. So I don't care what he says, what he wants to do. That's the character right here who wants to scam people. So there you go, guys. So now he can whine and cry all he wants. I don't give a damn. How's that? And here's the radio that I worked on. This Cobra 2000. And if you look at the video, I put the link down below in my description that goes back to the video in which I was working on. We had put the lights on. He wanted the green lights under these knobs, which we did. That was done a while ago. Then he wanted the red here to match the green, which we were in the process of doing until he kept bothering me over and over and over again. It's like, you got to let me do my work, man. You got to let me get my stuff done. I got to get parts for you. But the parts came in, let me do my job. So then it got to the point where we ran into an issue because, oh, geez, hold on a second. There we go. Right here, it says AM, PM, white lettering. Over here, clock, megahertz. Well, that's the stencil part. We're trying to figure out how to put the damn thing on if I can find the lens to fit in here with the green tint. That's what we were going to do. And he just became an ongoing nuisance. And apparently, like he said in his message, he admitted to everything. That he was impatient, blah, 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 and all this nonsense. Oh, you're the best tech. I love your work. Da, da, da. Well, it's good doing business with you. Sorry, whatever. And then 2 minutes later, big F you. I hate you. You're a scammer. You're this. You screwed me. Okay. If that's what you want to make up in your head, then you just go ahead and do that, buddy. You go for it. Because when it comes down to the real world, you owe me. You have a module inside your damn radio which controls this whole frequency readout. That big module box, well, that's what's inside of his damn radio. So he's got a module inside of his radio, $85. I just ate. I didn't get paid for. How about that? The $40 decal sitting right here that he wanted a year ago, he never paid for, sitting right here yet. So that's $40 that I put money onto for him. He didn't pay me for. Twice he offered to offer for gas for me to pay me to go over to drop his stuff off, and I said, no, I'll just drop it off. No, I'll pay you. I don't do that to people. Twice. That's another $40. Add it up, guys. What do we have? Well over $100 some that I ate. Not to mention the labor on all of this that I was doing. I didn't get paid for. I didn't charge him any of that labor. Because half the time when he shows up here, it's always, well, I don't have enough on me. Can I catch you next time? What the hell? So I've helped this guy out a lot. He would pay his bill, yes. But then I had to wait for it. Or other times he just wouldn't pay it. Oh, well, I already paid you. Remember that, Stu? Remember? No, you didn't pay me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I said, you know what? I'm not even going to argue. So fine, forget it, whatever. I just let it go. Not even worth the time. It's just not worth the time. I'm not going to argue over it. So, but that's what it comes down to. So this is your follow-up on a radio that, yes, does work great. Yes, spot on frequency. I just showed you guys a video earlier today before I hand-delivered it in person to Mr. Robert Gaebel, who lives in Oswego, New York on 5th Street. So there you have it, buddy. So if you want to keep going with your lies, please do so. You're only going to bury yourself and embarrass yourself. That's it. So I really don't care. And I told you, watch your back. If you're going to sit here and try to throw daggers at me, then you better be prepared to play a real chess game. Because what you're going to do is only hurt yourself. And if you want to expose yourself, then so be it. I mean, you've already admitted to everything right here in these text messages. Left and right. And especially your last one, I love that. Oops, this wasn't supposed to go to you. Wrong person. It's supposed to go to YouTube. LOL. So, there you have it, guys. Okay, again, these drama queens just don't quit. They just don't quit. And so, and it's just very sad. It really is. And I didn't want to do a video about this, but like I told you in the previous video, watch. He's probably going to run to social media on Facebook and start ranting and raving about some false claim. Did I not say that in this video on the Cobra 2000? Yes, I did. So mark my words. And guess what happened today? Exactly that. No sooner I go to drive 45 minutes to his house. I got a V8 5.0. They suck gas. I drove 45 minutes to his house. Now you gotta still have that same mileage to come back home. Round trip, right? Hour and a half of my time wasted in gasoline, wear, tear, all of that nonsense for me to go deliver his radio to him. Like a man should do, which I did. And I walked right up to him in person, inches away, handed him his radio and his microphone and his bag of parts, and he's going to sit there and tell me, well, you owe me $80 for this. No, I don't. That cost $40 you never paid for a year ago. Well, then you owe me $300 for my antennas. No, I don't. I never worked on your antennas. Well, then you charged me $300 for a fine tune on my CB. Which is it? Your antennas or your radio? Well, we're going to do the radio. Oh, you are you? Okay. And then now we have this text message I got shortly later that explained pretty much about the same thing. And it's supposed to go to YouTube. How about that? So you exposed yourself, and that's why we're doing this video. So it protects my assets, my business, and people know the truth about you scammers that want to run to Facebook to all these little groupies, these little CB groupies like Panty Boy and those guys. And you guys want to whine and cry about stupid garbage. Well, now you guys know this is what we got to deal with. So you guys want to know the truth? That's the truth. You guys want to know why some people have to refuse business? That's what we got to do. I don't need the money. I have no problem refusing the damn business. Hell, the guy owes me well over $100, not to mention other times in the past I've had to take and do things for him too. He never paid for. How about that? So there you go. It is what it is. And he's always asking for discounts. Always asking for discounts over several years. Well, I only got this on me. Can you help me out? Fine, I'll help you out. So if you want to add it all up, he's probably damn near close to about $265, $275 what he really owes me over the years. But I'm not crying over it. I don't care about it. I don't need the money. I don't want the money. I just want his ass out of here. So I said, here's your radio. It's going back, buddy. I'm done. That's it. You can't be patient. You want to be a dick about it. It's out of here. It's gone. That's it. Over. And our business relationship's done. Get on. Move on with your life. Get over it. And so now here we are. Because now he's all bent out of shape. One minute you're kissing my backside. You're the best tech. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. You know, and then he goes on to the next one. Well, you owe me this. Oh, wait. You weren't supposed to know that. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be going to YouTube. Wrong person. Wow. Busted. Exposed. Scammers, liars always get exposed. So thank you for that, Robert, for sending me the text message that wasn't supposed to go to me. Thank you so much for your idiotic, stupid incompetence, because that worked out in a favor in which it did me a whole lot of justice. Really, it did, because now people can see the truth before you start bashing everywhere. People can already see the truth. So it is what it is. So you can take and fight yourself out of a wet paper bag. It is what it is. I really don't give a damn. I'm only doing this to protect my business name, because you know damn well I did not screw you over. You know damn well I don't ever charge anybody $300 to tune a friggin' radio. Are you out of your damn mind? For anybody to charge somebody $300 to fine tune a radio is what he said. He said fine tune a radio, right? Let's go back to that. Where'd you say this? He got $300 from me just for a fine tune. Wow. Just a fine tune a radio, $300. Wow, I'm in the wrong business. That's something New Hampshire and Georgia would do. I'm in the wrong business. Holy shit. What the hell? People are always telling me, yeah, man, your rates are just, below everybody else. You should charge more money. Well, judging by this guy, apparently I did, I guess. I guess I charged $300 per tune-up. So anybody wants a fine-tune radio, well, I always thought that was mud dug in the desert. Not me, because I don't charge $300 tune-up a radio. Never have, never will. That's absurd. I mean, how low can you go? That's like really wow. You know, I always tell people if you're gonna make up a lie, you should really take the time to think about what lie you want to make up, because you got to make sure you stick with that lie. Okay, lie is like water. Okay, you guys know what that means? Lie is like water. It's always moving. It never stays in one spot. All right, turn that off. It never stays in one spot. So when you have, you know, the truth is like land. It stays. You can't pick up the land and move. The land stays. Water, it always flows. It always moves. It always changes. Lies always change. You always have to rehearse and remember when you do a lie. But when you tell the truth will always be right there. It will never change. 40 years down the road, you're going to explain that right again. And it's going to be word for word verbatim. Because the truth is like a rock, man. It sits in one spot. That's it, man. It's like land. Okay? It doesn't change. It's concrete. But a lie will always change. And here we just witnessed that through these text messages of this Yahoo. So there you have it. So now he can whine and cry all he wants, make all the threats he wants. I really don't give a damn. So, you know, he had his opportunity. Whatever. It is what it is. So now you guys know the truth about that. And it is what it is. So, like I say, I'm only doing this to do a follow-up on the Cobra 2000 GTL, which the link of the video is below. You can go right to my videos and watch it, but it's also below into the description. That way you kind of see what we're talking about. And you can see the radio actually working on my bench. It's right there performing while we were talking about the radio and him. Never once mentioned his name up till just now. Now that he wants to badmouth me, well, now we're going to expose his name. And so there you have it. So if anybody wants to know who this guy is, where he's located, he's in upstate New York, over in Oswego, about 45 minutes east of me. Lives over on 5th Street. So now you guys know. I won't give any more details of the address at that point because there's more to it. But I'll just put it to you this way. He's over in that area. And so, yeah, for someone to sit here and make up all these stories and all these lies and want to run to YouTube, 1 minute you're kissing my backside, you're the best. Then the next minute is, you owe me $300 or $400. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, sure. Yep. So Robert Gaebel, thank you for exposing yourself. I appreciate that because you saved me a lot of work behind the scenes. Didn't have to worry about anything really. I wasn't worried to begin with, but it makes life a lot easier for me when you pretty much threw yourself under the bus. So I appreciate that more than ever, because then I don't have to sit here and try to explain anything. You just explained it all. So I appreciate that so much, no doubt for sure. So yeah, first, hello Tom, how are you guys? Tom says, when can you do a lesson on the correct way to use an SWR meter? Oh, we can do that, sure, no problem. Well, we probably do it tomorrow, I suppose. I can do a video on that tomorrow. I don't have nothing really up and running at the moment here tonight because we got a few other things we got to get done here in the shop. So, but yeah, we can do that probably, maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'll get an SWR meter on the bench and we'll show you how to use it. No problem. We can work right through that. Johnny, how are you? Good evening, Mr. Johnny. Mr. Mike, how are you? Yeah, there you go. So let me point this out. Mike Schaefer is in the chat right now. Okay, Mike Schaefer is a really nice guy, and he has radios here, right? So, and he's got the we're working on 2600 for him, HR 2600, and I mean he's been beyond more than patient, because we're trying to get a couple things done with that damn thing. We're running into a lot of problems with it. It's an old radio, and things happen sometimes with old radios. So when we go to fix one thing, we're finding some other stuff. Nothing I'm doing wrong, it's just the damn radio's old. And so we're trying to revive that thing back to life for him. So Mr. Mike Schaefer, who's in here, is very, very, very patient, and I appreciate that, because we're going to try to get the damn thing up and running and fixed for him. So guys like him I respect. He does not blow up my phone. He might message me maybe once. It could be, I don't know, it could be today, and I may not hear nothing for 2 weeks. I may not hear nothing for 3 weeks. If it's there that long, So Mike is a good example of a good customer, and I really appreciate that, Mr. Mike. Thank you for being patient, and I've been giving him updates every so often as to what we're trying to figure out with this radio. So because he really wants that thing up and running fixed, and so do I. So we've been working on his radio, trying to get that up and going, along with Tom's radio from Buffalo. We're trying to work on. He has a 2600 as well, HR 2600. So we're trying to get his up and running to get him out the door too, because we had that running for a while, then it kind of dissipated off the RF, then it came back. It's like, okay, so we're trying to figure out what's going on with that. Hello, 142, how are you? Hello, Renaissance, how are you? Chavez, how are you? And Renaissance says it's really too bad you deal with such customers. I know, it's just the nature of the beast, I guess. He says, since you got so much business anyway, why bother with such whack jobs? That's why I refused to work today. Which is exactly why I refused to do that. So, yepper. Oh, yes you did. That's right. Yes you did. Leadfoot. Thank you so much for chiming in. Leadfoot is another prime example. So, hello Slinger. How are you? Good to see you on. Leadfoot had his Yaesu 767 here for a while, until we can finally figure out all the problems that were wrong with that radio. Never once did he ride my case. We would talk on the phone. We'd talk on the radio. Never once would he say, Stu, is it done? Stu, is it done? Stu, is it done? Stu, is it done? Hello? Stu, 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 Stu. Never once did he do that. We would sit here and talk on the phone for an hour or so. Never once would he bring it up, because he knows his radio's in good hands. He knows we're going to fix it. And we did. It took a while to get it all figured out, find the right parts. It's an old radio. And that was there for 6 months. So, but, yeah, so Leadfoot is another great customer of mine who understands patience will go a long way. And so, no doubt. I mean, this is what we got to run into, unfortunately, when we got to run into people that don't have the patience. They should be taking good quality experience from you guys, you know. So, yeah, Leadfoot, Mike, Tom, we've got Charlie. Oh, God, I can give you a whole list of names that have waited. Mr. William. I got his Yaesu 9000. They ain't been here that long, but I've got his Yaesu 9000. We're trying to get everything all figured out with that bad boy to get it up and going. So I appreciate everyone's business. I appreciate everybody's patience. That's the most important thing, is patience. When you rush somebody, especially when you're working with intricate little parts, mistakes happen. Don't rush, because bad things might happen. And it's not like it's an intentional thing. Just when you rush, techs are trying to get it out the door. Next thing you know, oh, geez, forgot about that. Or I didn't mean to do this. And then something else goes wrong. Don't rush a good tech, because a good tech goes back through. I just had this conversation with 2 different people today, earlier. They come out and said, we like what you do, because not only do you check it once, but then you go back a second time. And when you're done doing something else, you'll go back a third time, check that, and then go back a second time on another spot. And when you're done with that, then you go back again a third, fourth time, then go back a third, fourth time on something else, because you want to make sure by the end of the day, all your I's are dotted and all your T's are crossed. And that's exactly what we do. We go through everything, which is why my videos take a while when I'm doing repairs. It's not a 5-minute wham bam thinking, man, get it off my bench, pay me, get out the hell out the damn door. I got more stuff to do. We don't stare at the cash register. We stare at the bench for quality. Quality is very much more important and comes first. So that's why people are very patient with me, other than the few that, obviously, like Robert, who is not. So, coast to coast, how are you? Good to see you on, my friend. No problem. You got that right, Mike. Yep. With older radios, you start putting in new parts, and then it starts showing where the old weak parts are, and chain reaction. That's exactly what goes on. Yep. So, anyways, I want to get off this here because I got a few things I want to get done.
There's a true radio enthusiast always owns more than one radio.
What was that, Kevin?
He said he missed his radio. Well, was that the only one he had? I mean, a true radio guy owns more than one.
He's got 3 radios, one of which was a base station. He sold that to a friend. Then he had a Galaxy 99, and he decided not to. It's not a decide. I guess he said he couldn't use it because he didn't have a power supply, is what he said. But he's got a Boomer Deluxe 350. Remember those old solid state amplifiers? Well, that's got a built-in power supply. It's got two posts on the front or the back. He could have used that. You know, and there's no reason why he couldn't have done that. And I know he's got a. He says he didn't have a power supply. I know he does. Because he had a nice 25 amp power supply Astron. Here, not just only a couple months ago, he mentioned about having one. Now all of a sudden he's telling me that, I don't have a power supply. I can't use my 99, and I sold my Galaxy base station. I miss my Cobra. Well, why would you do that, knowing that your radio's in service? Like you said, if you're an enthusiast, you're gonna have more than one radio to fall back onto. You're not gonna want to be without a radio. It's just stories. That's all.
Well, that guy sounds like a real nutcase to me. I mean, every radio you worked on for me, I would tell you, take your time, do what you gotta do. Because I always had 2 or 3 to fall back on.
Absolutely. I mean, when Leadfoot came up here from Illinois, he had a whole carload of radios. And we got them all done except for that 767. Took me a while to get it done. Finally got it all done, shipped it back, and away we went. So, I mean, he knows it took time, and he didn't pester me. Hell, he understood. He goes, well, when you get to it, just let me know, keep me posted. And hell, we would spend time on here talking. Never once asked me how's it going. We would get on the phone talking. Never once asked me how's my radio. He knew. He said, when I get it done, I get it done. He'd only ask me once in a blue moon. And that's the kind of people that I enjoy. The ones who are not pestering you every 5 minutes, especially the ones who call you and, hey, I see it got delivered. Yep. Okay. You signed for it. Yep. Okay. Is it on the bench yet? No. Why not? You just got it. I have radios before yours on the bench. Well, when you get that next radio done, can you put mine on the bench right away? I want to see what happens. No. I got to put you in line with everybody else. And these are the ones that I've refused a lot of people over the years for that kind of nonsense. It's not worth it to me. It really isn't worth it to me. It's like, what are you rushing me for? Why are you in such a hurry to get a damn thing done? If that's the case, fix it yourself.
Yeah, really. Well, like you said, it just sounds like, from the beginning to the end, he was just trying to set you up for failure.
Yeah, and they kind of bit him in the backside when he started making those stupid text messages. And I like the one he said, oops, that wasn't supposed to go to you, it was supposed to go to YouTube. Okay, sure. Well, thank you for turning yourself in. So that made life a lot easier. I can just let people read what you wrote, so. What an idiot. It is what it is, guys. So there you have it. Anyways, so, hello Ace, how are you? So,
yes, I think you had my 1000 for, I want to say about a month, and I don't recall ever bothering you with that one, so I don't know what this guy's problem was.
Hey Vin, how are you? Yeah, see, like I said, many people don't mind it, and yeah, you another one. You're another one that never bothered me. I mean, I didn't hear from you at all for like the longest time, and then you checked in once, and that was it. You didn't bother me. This guy, my God, I could sit here and thumb through my messages like boom, 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 to the point where at the end of it, you know what, enough of this, we're done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to back to original, and we're going to send it back to you. I'm going to deliver it to you, and I'm just done with it. I mean, hour and a half, it took me 45 minutes one way, and the 45 back that away, wasting my time, my gas, to make sure I handed it right to him, because if I ship it, oh, you damaged my radio. Yeah, well, I handed it right to you, and that's what a man should do, which is what I did.
Should have accidentally sent it to me. Oh, sorry.
So now you guys have it. You guys hear all the stuff here. Hello,
I
Alan.
gotta give it to you. You showed him the respect that he refused to give you.
Well, that's why I did the 2000 video, because it's for insurance purposes, for quality control. And then when I go to deliver to you in person, now you can't say that something happened to him, because I handed it right to you in person like a man should do. So that shows a lot of respect, And then I still get, the backhand of it. You owe this and you owe that and da-da-da-da. Well, we're going to switch the antenna to the radio now. You owe me for the radio now. Okay, whatever. So it's like, you keep up with your stories, Then as I was walking towards the truck, he's up on the steps right by his door, holding the door open. And he says, if you weren't a black belt, I come out there and I kick your butt. Okay, whatever. Go back inside before you break a hip. needs an ice pack or some sort. I don't know what the hell his problem was, but goodness gracious, holy jeez. That's really stupid for an old man to come out and say something like that. That's really stupid, but anyway, so that's what it's all about, guys. I just want to kind of share with you all this stuff, and I want you to be aware. So when you do see things posted and all that nonsense, now you know straight from here out of his own text messages, night and day. So he's some kind of bipolar nut job there that I had enough of, and I'm not going to work on people's radios. You know, I spent all that time getting his radio fixed, getting it all up and running, and we're going to switch it to green. Then we ran into the lens, ran into the stencil, all this other stuff. I says, okay, well, I gotta figure this all out with the stencils now and get your AM, PM, your clock and megahertz written back on, and it just kept going. So you know what, we're done. You can't stop text messaging me. You're frustrating the hell out of me. I'm trying to get things done, and you're being ignorant about it. So now we get to the point where I'm just not going to work on your stuff no more. I'm done. And then now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy, and now I owe you for antenna work that I've never done. Now I owe you for a fine-tuned CB that never happened. Okay. All right, guys. Anyways, take care. And yeah, Tom, I'll get with you. Oh, I don't know, probably one day this week. If not tomorrow, the next day. It'll definitely be one day this week. We'll put SWR meter on the bench, and we'll go through all that for sure, no doubt. Appreciate y'all. See y'all soon at the DX Radio Shop. Thank you all for watching.